All right, so you're just in time for another Ghetto Antiques Roadshow unboxing of eBay item. And so this could go really bad or this could go really, really good. This was something I saw. Would have buy it now for 40 bucks. And it was either get it and lose and get it and lose because it could suck. Or I could be coming out a winner here. All right, so let's see what the hell it could be. All right. Oh, this knife sucks. Hold on, I'll be back. We have to get a better knife, mate. All right, so we got a better knife, mate. And now we could sort through it. Now, I beg the seller to please pack this with this fragile thing with plenty of care. And so far, so good. And I'm soaring away at this. And it does say fragile on the side. That always helps. And I'm soaring away at this and praying to the Lord up above that this thing did not come broken, because if it came broken, and it is what I think it is, by the way, I don't know what it really is totally yet. Oh, I almost stabbed myself. If it comes broken and it's really good, then it's non-replaceable at 40 doll hairs. These things sell for a lot more than 40 doll hairs. All right, let us pray. Okay, I asked her to pack the item in 2 separate pieces, and so far she did. So let's get this bubble wrap cut open and we'll figure out what the hell that I got this time. So if you seen my video before on how much I hate Avon, now you're going to get to an idea of what this is. I hate Avon. Avon made some like reproductions of antiques, and it's hard sometimes, unless it's, marked Avon, to know if you have an actual Avon item. And I'm praying to Jesus that this is not Avon. So far, let's look this over. And you're like, what the hell is this? Is this a spaceship? Well, it sort of does look like a spaceship if you look at it. Let me look at this. And no, it does not look like Avon. All right, that is a good thing. All right, in part 2 of what the hell is this, we are going to, by the way, we are going to make a long video tonight. If you're fascinated by the Victorian era and, the time just before the Victorian era, this may be just what the doctor ordered in this package. And we'll go over many, many interesting things and find out all sorts of things about the olden days. And, oh, please, God, don't let it be Avon. I will actually use this knife to... Yeah, okay, no, I won't. Don't call the police. All right, let's see. Oh, God, please, don't let it be Avon. And is it Avon? Is it real or is it Memorex? And I'm going to do a close-up look. Okay, so far, I don't see Avon written on it. Whew. Okay, and what the hell is this thing? A perfume bottle. I guess you would figure that out by now. Let's go close up there and look at that. Look at that. These beautiful panels going across. You have the matching panels on the spaceship base. It has enamel and enamel on the bottom. Which way does it go? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Now we have this enamel porcelain hand-painted plaque on the top with Greek key design. Now, whenever I see Greek key design, I know that was generally popular between the 1840s and 1860s. Aha! So we're getting somewhere. Now, let's open this bottle up. By the way, it's hinged. Don't know if you could see that. And see if this is really old or if it's really not old. Aha! All right, what are the clues? What do we have here? Okay, we have an original glass stopper, and this is definitely not Avon, guys. Oh yeah, this is certifiably 1850s, most likely 1850s, possibly, if we're pushing it a little, 1860s. So I'm gonna guess like 1857. How's about that for a date? All right, so does the stopper come out readily? I'm not gonna mess with it, if you know what I mean. Let's look inside the cap, and that's also a general idea of how old this is. And yes, you can see very, very, very old, what appears to be crap inside of there. And yeah, this is not Avon, but what is it? Let's find out. Now, does this snap shut? Yes, it does. What do we do with this? Hold on, I'm going to raise up the boom here. Hold on. Okay. What do we do with this thing here? The spaceship. Does it go this way? We will find out. Or does it go this way? No, it goes this way. Okay, and you might be wondering, well, why is there a base for a perfume bottle? Well, because it's French. And what did the French do? They did everything fancy. Okay, so we're going to take a gander at this. I'm going to turn it around, and you're going to see it from all different angles. Look at this. This is absolutely magnificent. For 40 doll hairs, this is amazing. And I'm getting texts as I'm trying to do this video. Please, whoever's texting, not now. I'll get back to you later. All right. Wow. All right. Really, this is like a super, super califragilistic wow. And look at that workmanship. That is just stunning. And what is this glass made out of? Well, this is actually clam broth colored. They called this clam broth. It looks like something's in there. I hope it's not anything heebie-jeebie-ish. And yeah, so they called this like a clam broth opaline, or oh yeah, I'm gonna get somebody going after me in the comments. Opaline. You say opaline, I say opaline. You say opaline. Tomato, potato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing, I'll say opaline. There we go. And so we got this fancy dancy. Look at this. Look at this base. Really quite cool. Now, what is this white stuff? It's enamel. And there's different kinds of enamels that actually have many different names. And I'm going to say it wrong. And again, don't be a prick in the comments below and correct me. Because trust me, I really don't care if I'm pronouncing it right or wrong. Oh my God, I keep getting text after text after text right now. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, Champlay, Champlevy was one of them. Another one was, I'm having a senior moment, and I'm not senior. Champlevy, I'm going to do this one wrong. Cloisonne, Cloisonne, and then there was also, I'm going to get this one really wrong because it's another French word, Palais d'Epargne, or Tal d'Epargne. And yeah, it's incorrect anyway. But there was different types of, enamel work. So basically, and there was another one, Damascene, and I'm pronouncing that incorrect probably too. It was like a Spanish type of enameling. And it was supposed to be on these upper pieces too, but if you look from age, the enamel definitely is not as vibrant and wears away very, very easily. So we got these two pieces that are worth way more than 40 doll hairs. How the hell did I get so lucky? God only knows. So basically, someone listed it, 40 doll hairs on eBay, and it turns out to be a Palais Royale. And what is Palais Royale? Do you want to know? All right, let's go ahead and find out. Hold on one second. We're going to go to the cutaway. Okay, so the Palais Royal was a very, very, very amazing place in France. It was where all the kings and queens and nobility resided. And people would take a tour of Europe, and especially anybody who was anybody went to France, and they would go actually to the area of the Palais Royal, and there was shops all over the place. So even attached underneath these little arches would be shops underneath each one. And so a actually wealthy lady or man would bring back souvenirs from the Palais Royal. And you can see many different instances of it here. So for example, you see these little arches. Underneath the arches would be shops. And here's an old print way back into the day of the area of the Palais Royal. Thousands of people and tourists would go from shop to shop to shop to shop, buying things, especially if you were a shopaholic like me and you were rich, you would have been in your glory. So here's an example of the Palais Royal during the 1700s, and people buying things. They had all sorts of fancy wares that they would bring back home with them just to show off, like, hey, I was over in the Palais Royal and I brought back this exquisite piece of art. And here is the galleries of the Palais Royal in 1800. And let's check out. So people and there would be pickpockets there as well. And so under these arches going alongside the front would be all the shops. And as you can see here, here's shops. I don't know if you can see my computer screen, but shops there, women especially, would bring back the most exquisite things from Europe, but the best of the best came from France. All right, so you wouldn't just go into Gimbels and expect to have something exquisite like that you would find in France at the Palais Royal. Oh no, Gimbels was for mere poor people. And so here's some videos of shopping during the 19th century and early 20th century. Here's a French way of doing it. Look at all these vendors and shops. And here we go. Look at this. Really interesting. Store windows. People like to store, look in store windows. Mrs. Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, actually. Oh, wait, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Okay, wait. Oh, Fanabula. Hold on. Okay. So, as a matter of fact, Mrs. Abraham Lincoln was reported to have spent over $27,000 at Stuart's Marble Palace by the time of her husband's death. Do you know what $27,000 was in the 1860s? Yeah, like millions? Well, at least hundreds of thousands of dollars. She was a shopaholic, a woman after my own heart. So what would women bring back with them? Exquisite, well, not only perfume bottles, but exquisite perfume bottles like these. And these are Palais Royal souvenir perfume bottles. And oh my God, this asshole just gave me a YouTube notification for his dumb channel that I don't even watch. Okay, so let's check it out. What could you find from the Palais Royal to bring back? And bottles like these, some of them on stands, as you can see here, and with all sorts of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful decorations. We have plaques with actual pictures on them. We have this beautiful filigree work, even gems, and more filigree work. And again, we have portraits going around the sides with a stand. We have all different colors, cranberry, blue. We have things actually on these really cool chariots. So this would be on a stand on a chariot. Let's keep going. And yes, look at this. A perfume bottle being pulled by a horse-drawn carriage. Yes, that would have been brought back from the Palais Royal. But wait, there's more. And as you can see, these things are quite ornate and beautiful, but very, very expensive. When I say expensive, we're talking hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of dollars if you were to collect them. Some of them you can find cheap for only $244.61, but others expect to pay $595 hairs for such a bottle, or for a 2-set bottle on a stand, $1,980 hairs. They even made egg boxes at the Palais Royal as little trinket or jewelry boxes, $324 hairs. How much do some of these bottles go? Let's check it out. And here we go for a two-pack of them, $1,250. No, not 2-pack, Shakur. And yeah. And for apple green opaline glass, $880 for a pair. For one, this one's a dinky one. Some of them were like this big. I kid you not. $163.34, and this one is in shit condition. Let's see what else we can find. And here we go with the prices. $1,250 for one perfume bottle on a stand. Another one, $695 hairs. Another one, $975 hairs with a plaque on a stand. And as you can see, I did really well at $40 hairs. So I can picture a Parisian lady looking at the counter, and behind what's at the counter, well, this isn't actually in France. This is a glove counter at Reich's department store. And so basically I could picture her going in there and wall-to-wall perfume bottles and trying to pick which one that she wanted to bring home from her trip of Paris. And I can picture a really fancy Parisian lady trying to pick out the latest hat. Uh, and you can actually see birds. Hats with like whole birds on them. That is crazy. And this is basically what like stores looked like back then. There would be tables filled with shit to buy, loads of it, and women, as long as they had money in their coin purse, they were going to bring something home and buy it. Wow, this looks like it could be in France because we have that beautiful hand painted, what do you call those type of ceilings? Frescoes or whatever. And yes, shopping, shopping, shopping. Oh my goodness, I would love to take a time machine and go back in this time frame and go shopping. We go with Victorian Paris and the birth of mass shopping. And that's always very interesting. So Christmas time was always their major shopping time. And so the history of the shopping, the oldest shopping malls were the weekly, monthly, or annual fairs open to all kinds of weather. The rest of the time, people had to do with just local products. What the shops offered was further restricted by a law that permitted selling only one type of commodity. For instance, umbrella merchants could only sell umbrellas and not sell eyeglasses, and vice versa. Poor choice of merchandise was common even in large cities until an appearance of public transport. The first omnibuses in Paris started operating in 1828, and they allowed people to venture out of their neighborhoods. And here's an ad for Avon March, which I'm probably pronouncing incorrectly, which was a huge department store in Paris. And it lasted for a very, very long time, over a century, if not maybe 150 to 200 years. So in Paris, the precursor, and all over, the precursor of shopping malls, and especially towards the first half of the 19th century, glass ceiling passages equipped with gas lights and lined with shops and restaurants married retailing with leisure. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. Now, back then, railways were the agents of change in shopping. So trains brought everything everywhere to every hub and every nook and every little area of cities, towns, suburbs. And that's how it became really, really accessible to get all sorts of merchandise everywhere for people to buy. So up above, we talked about, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Avon March, or Marsh. The department store ad that I showed you, it actually was founded in 1838. It survived the competition of other novelty magazines by shrewd display tactics and remained the leader in innovations. We don't really care about anything else pretty much, but you bought fabric in one corner. You bought odds and ends in another. You bought perfume bottles, fans, ladies' muffs, glasses, opera glasses, dresses, clothing, scarves, hats, umbrellas, in all different corners of the shopping store or mall. But back during the Palais Royal, they had it basically, the way it was set up was the little shops and vendors were underneath the Palais Royal building, alongside the promenade, where rich people would walk across the promenade. Now, the problem with that was there were a lot of pickpockets back then, so you had to be very careful. Here's a London shop selling glassware, and you can see how things were always set up on little tables, and they would have people actually like standing around there, like a gent would be sitting there, and they would generally also hire women to be sales clerks. And so, wow, look at these chandeliers. And look at all this beautiful glassware. Oh my goodness. And shopping sounded like it was quite fun because you didn't just buy something and they put it in a bag like they do now. Well, actually, bags are being actually banned in my neighborhood. You can't get your products, if you go into a store, put in a bag unless you pay for it, and they only give you paper bags now. No more plastic. But back then, if say I was to buy this bowl made out of glass or whatever that is, punch bowl, they would place it in a really fancy box and actually gift wrap it and tie it with a bow, and you pretty much got like the white glove service. And here's a fabric shop in England. And so you would have a clerk behind the counter showing the wares, and a lady would pick up each fabric in her hand and sample it. And so they were like salespeople selling them a lot of different goods. Cheeky customers. And I think that means naughty. I don't know. It was the shopping hour, somebody said back then. And the Burlington arcade was thronged. By the way, they used to call shopping areas arcades back then, not like the video game places. Was thronged with numerous promenading, and that's what people used to do. They used to walk really fancily, arm in arm, and promenade across the streets with numerous promenading parties, while I, like a native, employed myself in looking at the jewelry and trinkets which sparkle in the windows of the small but elegant shops in the arcade. And in 1809, this is what a bookshop looked like. Very, very interesting. Look at those ladders going up to like basically the ceiling. So here's the listing for my item. Actually, I paid 42 doll hairs for it. Not bad, but the shipping really, 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 ugh. It was, and then with the tax, this was not $42, as you can tell. But, the pictures were decent, but really not evident of what you were really going to get. Now, I was terrified. I was going to get an Avon, an actual Avon reproduction, because Avon was known to actually make reproductions of these type of bottles. And it was like really scary for me, but thank goodness it worked out. So this is a very unusual opaline, oh God, there I go again, opaline color. This clam broth color is not very common. You rarely ever see it in opaline glass. The most popular color in opaline glass is blue, followed by white, then followed by apple green, then followed by pink, and then followed by the rarest of all, lemon, like a lemon yellow. But clam broth is actually really, really rare as well, because you barely ever see it in opaline glass. So all in all, I think I did really well on this perfume bottle. I hope you actually learned something, and I am so excited and stoked that I got this bottle. Retail value in a high-end antique shop, this wouldn't sell for less than $595 to $795. Thanks for watching.